Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson, and this is the Tabletop Experiment. We're recording this before a holiday, and we're doing something a little different. We've only done it one other time, and actually it was just my wife. So we're doing it again. We were trying to get somebody from the regular group to join, but everybody's busy. It's a holiday weekend. So we're going to play a new game called The Secret World that came out, man, what was it, like the end of this year? The Kickstarter launched, and I funded the Kickstarter. It's by a company called Star Anvil. You can see it on the screen, and we're just going to do a quick scenario that's in the book. I just want to try the mechanics. It's based off 5e, so my wife's played 5e enough to know that this shouldn't be too strange. So we're also going to be using the art book that I purchased when I Kickstarted it, and we'll be using the monster cards that I printed and got the digital version, and we're using pre-generated characters, and my wife picked to be someone in the Illuminati. I'm just going to ruin that right off, babe. So, how are you feeling about this? You feeling good?
Oh, I'm pumped. I'm ready to get this rolling.
Cool.
I just can't help how good I am at this. So, let's do it. Huh?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. You have two cats by you, so that'll be good.
Yes, I have one in front of me that's passed out on the game mat.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So let's start this. So what did you pick for the name of your character? Because I want to write it down. I know you said something to me. Did you settle on what you originally thought?
Yes.
Yes.
So my name is
Lumi.
As in Illuminati. It's very kitschy, folks.
It's good. I like it. It's really good. So I got a white dot on my mic. Anyway, so Lumi. We're gonna keep it really simple. You have been an agent with the Illuminati for about a year. In the book, they're called bees, because you are a bee of Gaia, as I understand it. I played the video game a long time ago, and I still play it off and on. I really love it. But I wanted to try this because, it's 5e. So you have been an agent with the Illuminati for a year. You live in Seattle. We'll make this really simple, so you know the city and stuff like that. You have a handler. His name is Morgan. He's like a shaved head, big bruiser. One of the people that would he carries a sledgehammer with him at all times, or he's got one in his trunk. You've been on some very small cases. So everything that you've kind of investigated, I'll say it's like 3 small cases, it always feels like you're a step behind something. You haven't really seen any big monsters or anything you've seen a lot of things out of the ordinary. And Morgan has debriefed you every time you have a mission about like this phenomenon called the filth. It's kind of a code name for it, and you've been trying to investigate it more and more. And again, you've done kind of 3 smaller missions. You haven't really seen any, ancient Cthulhu monsters or anything out of the ordinary, but you've been seeing this kind of like oily substance kind of at the last 2 scenes you were at. Each of them, one was in New York, one was in Florida, but you're always like a step behind. You've never seen the cause of this oil. Again, the Illuminati is calling it the filth, and you've never seen. You've only seen the aftermath. So, even though you've debriefed with Morgan, you feel. Well, I'm not going to tell you how you feel, but he's very plain spoken. Again, big guy, works out, carries a sledgehammer with him everywhere he goes. He says that they really want more. They want evidence because they've been hearing reports from other agents that this is something that keeps happening in other places, and they want more concrete evidence about it. And so it's actually been about 2 months, and you haven't heard from him. And he calls at 2 a.m. So he wakes you up Unless you're up doing something. Are you up doing something, or are you just sleeping like a normal person would at 2 a.m?
I think I'm sleeping. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes most sense to me.
Okay. He calls at 2 a.m, and he's got like a really kind of, gruff voice. And he says, "Are you up?"
I am now.
He's like, "Well, I need you to go to SeaTac. I have tickets waiting for you. I need you to go to Turkey."
Is this about the same substance? Is that?
We believe so. We believe there's some other agencies there. There's a dig site.
Will I be meeting you at SeaTac?
I won't be joining you. You'll be flying alone. But we have people there on the ground that work with us that are actually at this dig site. It's an archaeological spot. It's called the Cross Handle. That's what we're calling it. I don't speak Turkish. There's a Turkish name for it, but we have a handler. Once you get there, his name's Ada. He's in charge of the dig site. ADA, just to let you know, Ada. He's got 2 lieutenants that he said, I say lieutenants, but they're just working with him. That I know of, he just works for the Turkish government. We've tried to do a search of his background, and he doesn't work for any of the big 3. He doesn't work for us. It seems like he's legit and just works for the Turkish government.
Okay. All right. I will be on my way soon.
All right. And you're the type of person to have basically like a go bag ready, I would imagine, where you just grab.
Oh yeah, it's by the bed.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Discord here. You see the art in the book. The flight, I actually didn't look it up, but I'm sure I'm going to do it right now. We're going to do it live, because that's what we do here. All right, let's look it up. Direct flights to Turkey on Turkish Airlines. Okay, that's his general. Oh, it's about 12 hours. It's a 12-hour flight.
Okay, so I have plenty of time to read up. Did he send me any material about what's going on?
Yeah, he gives you, like, when you get there, they give you a ticket, and when they give you a ticket, it's really strange. They give it to you in an envelope, which seems very weird. Sometimes an attendant would just hand you the ticket, but this is kind of standard thing. I mean, I'm not going to make you roll a perception. The attendant probably works for you guys. She gives you just some. It's like a little PDF or like a little flash drive.
Yeah, it's just like a little file to look over before I get there. Okay.
Okay. It basically says that they show you the dig site, which I'll show you on the. If you look at a Discord, there's like a share screen. I'm going to share this screen right now and show you. We're going to go. I was trying to get to like the exact one and all that, and I couldn't do it. So we're just showing off the art book here on the. It's right there. So this is kind of like an aerial shot of the dig site that you're seeing right now. It's on the stream, if you can see it on the stream. Can you see it on the Discord stream?
Yes, I can see it. So it looks like
this is an aerial shot, and they have like, lines, like main dig site. Basically where that little oasis is like where there's like a base camp, and then kind of behind that burn is where everybody digs. They have information about Ada, that he works for the Turkish government, and he has 2 people that work for him, Bayram and Hadi. And from the information that you guys have gleaned, they all work for the Turkish government. There's nothing strange going on. There's no, from what you could see, it's totally that.
Gotcha.
So is there anything you would like to roll, since, you have perception, just like 5e, there's things on your stats. Is there anything you want to know from me before you land in Turkey to start the investigation?
So Morgan, I know very well, so I can trust him.
Right. 1 second, I got to adjust a mat. All right. Sorry, I have like a shock mat, and I was on the. It hurt. Anyway, is there anything you want to know? I mean, you trust Morgan. I won't make you roll for that. Is there anything specifically you want to know about the dig site or things like that?
What do I know? Do I know any other background of what this thing may or may not, like what I think it might be that's causing these things?
So there's something in the game. You played the game a little bit. There's something in the game called the Ghost Network. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll fix it in post, but it's been a while. But basically what it is it's an app on your phone that you tap, and it brings up like an MS-DOS menu with like the green text on black, and you can type in anything, and it scrubs the internet for, like news reports or even police reports. You find out a lot of like classified information. It's like a database that the Illuminati has that you can just scroll through and be like, oh, it's not in the paper, but we probably have something in the Ghost Network. So if you want, that's something you could utilize to try to read up, since you have a 12-hour flight.
That's what I would like to do. I'd like to read up on as much as I can and be prepared before I get there.
Okay. As you're scrolling through, there's a lot of information. Can you give me a perception check? You should have a bonus on your character sheet too, I believe.
I don't think it's on here.
You don't think it is?
It's not on the sheet.
Oh, okay. So you probably don't have any bonuses to your perception. It's probably just a blanket.
Yeah, I don't see it on here at all.
That's fine. Just roll a d20.
Oh, 19.
Hey, you scrubbing through this stuff in the Ghost Network, what sticks out at you, there's a lot of just stuff in here that is like, you don't think it really pertains to it, but what you really laser focus on is when you're reading about, like, there's these weird newspaper articles from but you see that the articles are from like local papers. They were written and then they were pulled from publication, which is weird, unless there's like a massive correction that has to take place. It's wrong. But in the articles that were pulled, many of the dig site members are experiencing nightmares, and it's a newspaper, so they don't really go into a lot of detail about their nightmares, but they've written that it's basically, it's like the article reads, several people have reported having suffered nightmares after working at the dig site for any length of time.
Oh, okay.
Give me a history check. I don't know if that's on your sheet.
It is not.
Okay. Then I guess it's a straight roll.
11.
Roll again. You have advantage. Sorry, I forgot to say that. You have advantage.
Oh, 8. Not good.
Yeah, the 11 then, right? It's not difficult. The nightmares are something that you experienced when you were investigating the filth in other, when you were in Florida, when you were in New York. You had some nightmares, but they weren't as bad. But you noticed, like, the more you were investigating the stuff, you did have some bad dreams, and more than normal. So it kind of implies that something's going on.
Okay.
So the plane lands. You get off, and you. I forgot to say, this isn't just like you're not flying coach. They wouldn't do that to you. You're flying on a private jet. I probably should have mentioned that. But when you get off the tarmac, and you have like your go bag. That's about it. And you see a driver, holding a sign that's got Lumi on it, and it says Lumi, and underneath it, like in parentheses, it says archaeologist.
Oh, so that's probably what they told him I was.
Like a cover, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's like, Lumi?
Oh, hi. Yes, that's me.
And it's a man. He's like 6 feet tall. He's got like dirty American or European guy, blonde hair. Like frosted tips. It's not 1994. You're like, what the? It seems like a terrible mistake. You see that, and he's where it's like hot. You're in Turkey. It's like early summer. It's pretty warm, but he's wearing a full suit, black suit, and he's like, Lumi?
Yeah, some Lumi.
Yeah, I'm Rick. I'm your driver. He's like, I live here. I'm used to it. Right this way, and like you literally walk like 30 feet under like a covered garage, and you get in like a black sedan. It's and just as an aside, it's pretty stereotypical. You're like, really? You couldn't just get an SUV, or you know what I mean? Like, you could have driven an Acura. Like, I don't know why we have to do this. And as soon as he gets in, he just cranks on the AC, and you guys head to the dig site. And again, if you look at the stream, this is kind of what you're seeing as you guys are coming down this dirt road that's in the foreground of the thing. You're kind of coming down, and you see tons of people digging. You see tents set up where that oasis is in the back of the picture. And people are looking at plans, and people have like wheelbarrows, and they're bringing out like, things. So, dirt and stuff like that. And there's a site off to the right there where there's like a berm of shadow right there where they have like a table set up, and they have like, it looks like bones, and like you pull up and you kind of see this. You're still in the black sedan, but you pull up and you see that they have like, from where you see, they have like markers, with like numbers like 2, 15, and it looks like some things are spread out on the table, Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And he stops, gets out, opens your door, and then as soon as do you say anything to him when you get out, or?
Thanks. Do you come out here and drop people off quite a bit? Are you familiar what's going on over here?
He's like, I just got a call that I needed to drop you here. This is all I do. I don't really. They don't tell me a lot.
Okay. Well, thanks for the ride.
All right. He's like, well, have a good day. And he gets in the car and he hands you a bottle of water on his way out. He's like, here. And then he gets in the car and he just whips around and goes back the way he came. Big dust cloud gets kicked up. And you see probably about, I'd say about 5 to 7 people huddled around, that oasis under the trees. Some people are taking a break. There's chairs out there. They're drinking water. Some of them are looking at the dig site and like making marks and things. And then, they're all speaking Turkish. I don't know if does your character should have languages on there? Some of them do. You can learn other languages and stuff like that. It might be on the back. I'm not sure. We're all doing this for the first time. These pre-done characters and everything.
I don't see where I know how to understand
speak Turkish,
other languages. It says native.
Yeah, so
okay,
I don't
know.
I'd imagine
know what they're talking about then.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Well, your native tongue, right? So, like, if you're Chinese, you'd probably speak Mandarin or Cantonese.
Okay. Then,
no. If you're, from Seattle, unless you don't know the language, you're probably to speak English. So.
Yeah. So no, I don't know Turkish.
Okay, it could be on there. I didn't know. Do you walk, like, what do you want to do when you get there? You get out and kind of look around.
Do I see anybody that looks like they're in charge? Oda?
Yeah,
you
got photos of Oda,
okay.
and his 2 people, Bayrim and Hadi. You got pictures of them.
Okay.
And Adi has like really close cut black hair with like a little bit of goatee. He's got a really muscular jawline, and the 2 other guys, they look really skinny, like 100 pounds wet, and they almost look like twins, but they just have the same haircut where they have the same thing where they have like a shaved head and no facial hair, and both of them have like really striking like blue eyes, but they're not twins. They just look similar. Even when you looked at the picture when you were on the plane, it took a bit to be able to tell them apart of like, wait, who's who? But Adi definitely looks different, or Ada looks different than either of them.
Does Ada know I'm an Illuminati or no?
No, remember your cover was you're an archaeologist.
Oh, I just wasn't sure if he...
Right. So He, do you just walk up there to the tent or the covered area?
I want to walk up to him and introduce myself.
You want to what?
I want to walk up to him and introduce myself because he should be expecting me.
Oh, you see him look up. He's at the table taking notes, and he's like, hello. And he like shakes your hand. He's
Adi.
like, I'm Adi. Oh, yeah, you know then. Lumi, right?
Yes, the archaeologist.
Well, it's good. We were just taking lunch. It's too hot.
Yes.
Would you like some lunch?
Yes, I'm famished. Yes, I would love something to eat.
They give it's like a spread. Like there's like breads and like fresh vegetables and stuff. It's all, none of it's cooked because it's too hot. They're all just, it's like a snack, like a light lunch, you know. And everybody's kind of joking around. And he, as you're eating, he comes up to you. He's like, so, how many dig sites have you been to before?
I've been to maybe 2 or 3, big sites in Egypt. But this one's a little more high profile. So, my attention is definitely on this, and I'm looking forward to learning. I'm trying to learn what's going on in this one.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, we, it's not every day you find a tomb to things that we've seen. A lot of these are broken, though, so it's taking us a bit of time to determine, what it is. So, some of the statues are of our god of death. Have you ever heard of our god of death?
No, please tell me about those.
Oh, he said the god of death, obviously guards the underworld, like a lot of a lot of myth, but this one especially is we don't see him that much. His name's Erlich.
Erlich is the god of the underworld?
Yes. Yes, the god of death in the underworld, yes. Sometimes, he rules over Tamag, which is our word for hell.
How long have you been digging?
Oh, a few weeks. We've had to rotate some men in and out, some people in and out, because some people don't want to work here after a while. If you look on the table, we've actually got some artifacts from Erlich, and once men find out that that's here, or any part of him is here, some of them are very superstitious and they don't want to keep digging.
So could we take a look at those? I'd love to examine what you have found so far.
Absolutely. He goes. He like downs a bunch of water. You guys walk over to the table, and you see there's 4 big items and then a bunch of small, like broken items. I don't hate. Somehow it does that where I get I go like this and I get balloons. But I don't know how that happens. Anyway, he's excited that you're here, I guess. When he's showing you the table, like I said, there's 4 big items. One of it looks, they're all clearly been worn down from years of being underneath, the earth. One of them is broken, and it looks like the base, and you see like one leg, so it looks like some kind of creature. The other one looks like a broken mask of Erlich, which I will show you in Discord because I just saw his face. So we'll click on this here, click on that, and then I will do this, and I will share screen, change window, and I will show you this. We're going to go live. That's what it looks like.
Oh.
You see it?
Yeah.
But this is laying on the table and it's broken, but you see the right half and you see his horn and 2 of the skulls on top, and it's worn down and stuff, but you could definitely tell what it is.
So is this These aren't actual bones. The leg, the bottom of the leg, that's not an actual bone. That's just like more of like
No, they look
stone.
like give me a perception check. They don't let you touch them because obviously they're old. It's just a straight roll,
11?
right? Your perception. 11? That's not bad. You could tell that they. I mean, you've done this kind of stuff before in your other cases. You've looked at these. Just look like carvings and statues. Like somebody was carving something out of stone. Usually, these archaeological sites, it's it's a bit of honor, to have just like in Egyptian, like all cultures, you put things in the tombs to commemorate the person or whatever. So it's just like probably somebody made this, but you can't make out the whole thing. One of them looks like there's like a wing broken off of one of the big pieces, and you see the wing broken, and it looks like what you would think like a scarab, but it's very hard to determine what it is because, again, it's been worn from age, and it's been under the ground for, probably 1,000 years. I mean, if you were really an archaeologist, you could go ham, but you're kind of faking it right now. So, and he kind of shows up. He's like, "These are the things we found. This is what we have." It's very fascinating, but again, because of the Ehrlich statue, many people don't want to dig anymore, and we've had to swap out several people. And then someone comes up to him and says, seems really excited in Turkish. And he's like, "What?" And he answers back in Turkish. And then he looks at you. He's like, come with me. Come with me.
Okay. So I follow him.
You guys go down, just looking at the picture I got, you guys got to wrap around. You go kind of down, through the berm. And you see some men down there digging. And it appears that there's a door that they've kind of uncovered through digging. It's an old door. It looks like it's made out of clay or stone, but it's very nondescript. But you can see just like a small seam in the door. There's not daylight, but you can see a gap, maybe an eighth of an inch.
Is there any writing on the door or anything like
that? There's no writing. It's very plain. You see a lot of them start to, they got the brushes and they're being nice and they're kind of like dusting it off. And some guys are being very careful, like digging the door out. They're all like using hand tools. There's no, you notice around here, there's no earth movers and there's no caterpillars, nothing. It's just they're being as gentle as possible, and they're digging stuff out, and they're yelling at each other in Turkish, here, whatever, and but they seem very excited that they found this entrance.
Well, what I'm gonna do is look over at Audie, because since he's in charge of this dig, I don't want to take over and ask them to open the door.
Ada,
yeah.
What do you want to ask him?
This is really unbelievable. Maybe we should check this out and see if we can find anything in there.
He's like, well, I'll get my lieutenants, the men that work with me. They've been here as long as I have. And how about all four of us go in?
Okay.
And he, yells in Turkish, and he yells their names. You hear Bayram and Hadi. You hear that, and they come down. And again, picture doesn't lie. They both come down, and they have like white, shirts on, but they have like a white hood to keep the sun off their face. And looking over that, I mean, they would look like twins. You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna say a name, and one of them will answer me, hopefully, because I can't just look at them and tell them apart. They get some tools, like some wood tools, because they don't want to hurt the door, and they start prying it open. And the men, the people that have like dug out, there's like 8 people there now. Like more people showed up, kind of digging out the door. They dig the door out, and it like you hear it crack, and you get like this weird smell that hits you. It's like dust, but it also like actually give me a perception check. Threw it on the ground. Yeah, we'll count it. It's on the floor. It doesn't matter. You noticed that like you smelled this before in those other investigations in Florida and New York. The places you were at were a lot fouler and a lot. There's a lot more. It was a lot more humidity, especially in Florida, and it was kind of these like in Florida. It was like the Everglades. So it was like this kind of swampy, And when you were in New York, it was like you were kind of underground in this like disgusting. It's like one of those things where you're underground walking around trying to find this site, and it just was humid and gross, and it's like faint smell of sewage. But you get that same smell coming out of the door when you're in near this tomb. It doesn't smell good.
Mm. Does anybody else smell it the way I'm smelling it?
You see them reach in their pocket and they put bandanas like over their nose. And, Ada does. But the two lieutenants, the youngers, they actually put N95 masks on. So in your go bag, I would say, you have personal items. I'd say you have some masks if you want to put like an N95
I'm gonna put
mask
a mask on. And I just kind of grimace a little bit.
And they also put on safety glasses because safety first. So you see them pull safety glasses out. And I'll say in your go bag, you have like a little bit. Yeah, you have some of those, especially after the last two things you've done. You've kind of prepared. Yeah. You put everything on. Everybody goes in. And it's just like this small, like kind of entry chamber with like pillar, like posts on the ground, and you see on the like these pedestals. They're totally perfectly square pedestals that are about 4 feet tall. They're perfectly in the corners of the rooms, like a couple feet off the corners. You see the corner of one of those statues that you found outside. It's broken off, and like I'll do it by direction. So you're basically standing in the middle. There's the northwest, southeast, southwest, and southeast. So all 4 points. You see these statues, and let me go to. I gotta open this up. I thought I had it open, but I suppose not. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right here. Right there. Put it right there, and then it should be in Discord. If it's not, let me change. Hang on, I'll change Windows. Right there. This is a statue, but it's like stone, and like I said, the leg, you only saw the leg on one side, so this one's broken, but these are granite, like marbleized granite, and they look like they haven't been touched. And one is in each corner, and they're looking like at a 45, looking off towards that direction. I would say if you use like your phone to get like a north, south, east, and west, you notice that each of these figurines is like looking in like true north. Like you could stand behind it with your phone and be like, oh, this is true north. This is true south. This is true east, true west.
Is there anything I can see in the direct eye line of where they're looking at, where the statues are looking at? Is there anything around there? Any goo? Anything on the...
Give me a perception check.
Oh, 8.
It's not that bad. I mean, here they have like those portable. They got like the lumen. They got like good flashlights. Those little micro ones. That have like they're like the sun. They turn all those on and they start looking around. You have one of those. You don't see any carvings, and behind you, this chamber, you see another door, but you see rubble. So something has collapsed, but you don't see anything above you. It's perfect. Like, you're about, it's only an 8-foot high ceiling, immaculate stonework from what you can tell, but you see that there's broken stone in front of this doorway.
Am I able to get beyond the broken stones to go into the other area?
You can. You need help, but obviously there's people here that could dig. If you want to maybe ask for help, or
I'm gonna ask for help.
Okay. You just turn to Ada.
Yeah, I'm
you're
just
like,
turn around and just kind of point that area, and just see, just kind of make the motions of trying to get the rubble up.
Okay, so he has more men come in with tools, they start moving stuff away, and they're being very careful, and they're taking stuff out. And you see, it's going to take them. He looks at you. He's like, it will take a few hours. They're being very careful. We don't want to hurt anything. Are you sure you? And you see, even I'm not going to make you roll perception, but you see, even he's getting a little nervous. Like this place is kind of intact. You're still smelling that smell. And as they're removing the stones, it kind of hits you even harder.
Well, I want to ask
Ada, yeah.
Ada, have you seen any of where the stones were laying or where you were digging or your people were digging? Are there any spots, any areas that have this type of smell or any type of oily substances left behind in any of the areas where you got the stones or the mask?
He says, not that I'm aware of. Again, some men did have nightmares, and we had to send them home. But this smell is new, and you see him say something in Turkish to one of the guys digging, and they reach in like one of their bags and they pull out an N95 mask, and he pulls off the bandana and puts on an N95 mask and glasses.
Yeah, and then I reach up and then I put my part of my T-shirt over my N95 mask.
Okay. The guys take stuff out, and it takes hours. You see the sun. You got there like a late lunch. You see the sun actually starting to go down, so it's very late. Is there anything you want? Do you want to help them? I mean, you have gloves and stuff. Do you want to help them, or are you just kind of at base camp waiting for them to get done? What do you want to do while they're trying to clear the door out?
I want to kind of survey the area while they're out, while they're, helping take all the rubble out down there. I kind of want to see where they were digging the other areas and see if anything kind of sets off, if I recognize anything or get a feeling off of something.
Okay. Give me 3 perception checks.
11. Oh, 11 again. Oh, 5. Let's go with 11.
As you're kind of like walking the perimeter, you're got your light because the sun's kind of going down.
Like
it's very late.
Or something?
Yeah, you have a headlamp or you have a light. If you want a headlamp, that's fine. You have personal belonging. I'm not going to squibble over a headlamp or a light, whatever. You have a headlamp. You're kind of looking, and you see another one of those that I have in the sharing it off in the Discord. You see another one of those statues of these creatures, like in the dirt. But you just see like the arm sticking out, and you almost trip over it. So you almost missed it. But you look down with your headlamp. Give me another perception check now that you've like looking at it with your headlamp. Give yourself advantage.
How much advantage do I?
Advantage, you just roll the d20 twice. You pick the higher number.
Oh. 12.
Hey, you see that there is this weird oily substance coming out of it into the ground. And it looks like, from this thing I'm showing in the Discord, it's like the circular eyes. It's kind of weeping out of the eyes and going into the ground. You have your gloves on. I'll say, I don't know if you want to touch it or not.
I'm debating. I think I have a little jar in my backpack, but I'm debating whether or not to take some of that substance and put it in a jar.
I mean, I'd say you do have kind of like a chemist kit, like a really small. You could take like a vial of it or whatever.
If I found that on other sites, I guess I would have done that by now.
Well, this is a new site though that you found it on.
It's coming right out of the eye. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach into my knapsack, take out a really small vial, and then just take like it's like a kind of like an eyedropper, but I kind of put it up to it and just suck out
it in
and
then put
bit.
It in the
And because I'm a little superstitious, my character's been to Hawaii before. You don't take back black sand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know. Yeah. Well, plus you've seen this before, and you're like, ugh. Like, it's not great.
Yeah, and it's kind of gross. So I just take a little, put it in the vial, and then I'll just go back to where I need to and use my chemist kit or talk to Morgan about it.
Okay. The sun is now down officially after you did your sweep and everything, and the men are still working. But you see, like, maybe fewer of them are taking stones out, and they're up, at the. Let's see if I could switch the in Discord. I'll switch the thing here. They're back to the dig site, and they, they're stacking everything away, and a few of the men, you don't speak Turkish, but tone, and it seems like they're kind of getting in a little bit of a fight, like they're kind of yelling at each other, and Ada has to come over and like break it up, and he's like, he's yelling at them, and then they kind of leave, and he's like, and then he goes back up to go get water or whatever at the site.
Well, I go up and I grab some water, and I'm like, is everything okay?
He's like pulling, latex gloves off as he's talking. He throws them away. And he's like, yes, like I said, many people are superstitious, so they didn't want to remove the stones. But I told them that it was science and part of our history, and that's what they were yelling about. They don't like it.
Have you had any of the diggers come back that have had nightmares?
Well, like I said, we had that very thing happen, and we had to swap people out. But I kind of heard about it afterwards. I didn't hear about it at the time. I read about it in, they would text me when they left, and they would say, I'm sorry. And they'd talk about their history and their family, and it basically just meant they were superstitious, and they didn't want to dig anymore. So I didn't question anything. Many people want to keep digging because it's, it's part of our history. Some people are proud to be here. He said, Byram and Hadi have been here the longest, besides me. I was here maybe a week before them, but they've been here the longest.
Where are they right now?
They're removing the last of the stone.
Could we go talk to them?
Absolutely. And then he turns to go with you, and somebody comes up to him, one of the workers, and starts talking to him in Turkish and hands him a stack of papers. And he's like, and he turns in English. He's like, could you just go talk to them? They were down there with us, and I have to do this.
Can they speak English?
Yes, they speak English.
Okay, that's fine. Do what you need to do.
Okay. So I'm so sorry. It's I work for the government, and we don't miss our paperwork.
That's okay.
He's like, all right. And so he goes back to the table, and you don't know tone, but you're pretty sure he's cursing in Turkish. You're like, that doesn't sound, sounds like he's not having a good.
Somebody's having a bad day. So
you go down there?
Yeah, I adjust my flashlight, and then.
Turn on your headlamp?
Yeah, and then I just kind of walk down is it just the hole, or is there a ladder, or?
Well, you walk through the door you originally walked through.
Yeah.
And they have two of those halogen, like tall stand halogen lights kind of shining in. Oh, yeah. And the chamber's somewhat illuminated. Those halogen stands are like battery operated, so they're not running extension cords. But you see, in the chamber, you don't see any of the stone. It's all gone, but you don't see anybody down there. But you see the door in the inner chamber slightly ajar.
Maybe I what's their names again?
Oh, the two, Byram.
Yeah.
And Hadi.
Byram and Hadi. So I yell their names. Byram and Hadi, are you down here?
You don't hear anything, but you see the door's cracked open enough for a head basically to shine through, and you see 4 glowing eyes kind of like pop up out of the kind of come to being through the door.
Well, maybe I can, because I have burning hands. I don't want to burn anything, but maybe I can just use it as a protection. Could I do that?
Yeah, I mean, it catches your hands on fire, right? I think in the book, it's basically like you touch somebody and they burn, but you can like light up, basically. Like
I'd like to do that, so that way whatever it is sees what I'm doing.
Give me a history check really quick.
I don't have any of that. But.
All right, yeah, just roll the d20 and see.
13.
You do know that fire is good for burning away the filth. The things you've seen, again, in Florida and New York, you did like tests, when you'd see a little bit of it, you'd either light it on fire with a lighter or do burning hands and touch it, and it would like go away.
Okay, perfect. So maybe I put my hands together, my thumbs and my four fingers, and then I kind of reach it out in front of me, and then I just kind of make some circular motions.
Oh, to like keep them away or whatever?
Well, and then I light up my hands while I'm doing that.
Right. I mean, you're like Johnny Storm right now. Your hands are on fire, basically.
Yeah.
With burning
So,
hands.
what is whatever that thing doing right now?
Well, you see two sets of eyes, and it sees a head, and as you do that, you see hands kind of come out of the side, like two sets of hands, like, on either side of the door, and they pull through, but you see this creature come out with its eyes glowing. That's what you see, is two of them kind of come out, of either side, and they're coming towards you.
Do I have an ability to... I can't remember if we had said I have an ability to make myself... You might have been talking about a different campaign, but I don't know. There's no visibility, obviously.
No, you don't. Well, you might have invisibility. I don't know. They do have pre-written spells in your sheet, so you may have some invisibility somehow.
Well, what I think I want to do is I have a dagger.
Okay.
I have daggers. It says multiple. It says daggers.
Well, you do also have like... you are a spellcaster. You have projectile spells as well. You have burning hands. You should have...
Actually, I'd like to project fire with my hands.
Is that... Do you have like firebolt or something? I didn't look at your... Hang on. I could bring up your character sheet, actually.
The character sheet,
Hang on. All right, I'm looking at your pre-gen here. Oh, you were number 1 on pre-gens. You have magic missile that automatically hits, just like in D&D. It automatically hits, and it automatically does damage. You want to do that?
let's do that.
Okay. You shoot. You also have Produce Flame, which, it bursts your hands. You have Ray of Frost, and you have Shocking Grasp, but with Shocking Grasp, you have to touch them.
Yeah, let's do the range.
The magic missile?
Mm-hmm.
Roll 1d4 plus 1, and at level 1, you fire 3 missiles. So how do you want this to go? There's someone on the left and someone on the right.
How many missiles?
You get 3 at level 1.
Okay. So I'll hit 2 on the left and 1 on the right, but I'm going to aim for their eyes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just roll 1d4 3 times. And we'll do 2d4 and then add 2 to it, so I know the left and then the right.
8.
8 on the left?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how much on the right? Because you get 3 missiles, so you're shooting the third one on the right.
11.
Oh, it's 1d4. You get 3 missiles, so you roll 1d4 3 times. So you did 2 on the left. That was 8. And then you just roll an additional 1d4 for the other missile that's going to curve off and hit.
5.
Ooh. Okay. You, like, magic missiles, like, your hands are still on fire, too. So, like, out of the fire, like, the missiles come out like this white, blinding light. And it hits both of them in the eye, and he screams and falls back. But the other one, it hits him in the forehead. And you see him recoil, but he climbs out, and he's coming towards you. Kind of shambling towards you, towards like a zombie. when his foot touches the ground, you see like this oil come out of it like a tendril and like pull him forward.
You said I had some sort of frost spell?
Yeah, ray of frost. It shoots frost.
Maybe I shoot it on the ground near his feet where that stuff's coming out.
Okay, roll a d20, and then you should be able to make, I think, let's see here. You should have a ranged attack. Yeah, roll a d20, and then add, we'll just, since this is like, add 2 to it.
14.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. He's not really like, I'm looking at his AC. You like hit it and you see it like the frost comes out of your hand and your hands are still on fire. So like there's this weird ice coming out of it and you see it freeze his leg and he can't move anymore. And he's like, oh. And you see him again, just like that picture in the Discord stream, like no features on his face. And you see these tendrils coming out like hair. But you see that he's got a white shirt on like Hadi and Bayram did. And he's like, it's ripped and there's like oil coming down his whatever. And you see him trying to reach for you. And he's still like probably 15 feet from you. But you see when he reaches, that oil kind of stretches on his hand and it's trying to grab you like a tendril, you know, almost like Venom with a symbiote where it's like trying to grab towards you.
Where's the other one?
He's like, as you look over, you know, he's the one you hit the most with the magic missile, and so he's like recoiled back, but you see his eyes still kind of blink a little bit, and he's trying to climb back out of the doorway.
So maybe I try and shoot, get the fire up on my hands and go for the face.
Okay. Give me another ranged attack spell. I'll say it's like produce flame. So just roll a d20 and then add 2 to it.
20.
20? Wow. Yeah, like this big bolt of fire comes out. Are you hitting the guy that's just coming out of the door? Or you want to hit the guy that you froze to the ground?
I want to hit the guy that froze to the ground.
Like you hit him with that fire, like the flame comes out of your hand and like he like screams and you see his head like split open, but it's on fire, like it's burning, and his eyes fade away and all the fire just kind of goes down him like he was doused in oil almost, and he's on fire, but he like slowly starts to like wither, and then he falls over, and he's down, but the other guy's still coming out of the doorway.
Can I do the same thing for the other guy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
Give me another d20 and then add 2 to it.
Wait, what's that one?
Did you roll a d12?
13.
Everybody's done that. 13 hits. They don't have a high AC. You do the same thing, and you see him. He's trying to reach for you, but as it hits him, he just stumbles and does the same thing. But he's climbing towards you, and you see those tendrils come off him, but they're burning as well. And you see him just shrivel and hit the ground. So like there's these 2 smoking corpses basically in front of you.
Oh my gosh! Does Audie hear any of this going on right now?
It seems like even though it was very loud what you were doing, it seems like you didn't produce much noise past the room you're in or whatever. You know, like it seems like there was almost a deadening effect, like a sound. Like it's really acoustically great in here if you're not fighting somebody. Like it's really good in here, but since you're fighting someone, it's like, oh man, that's not. I don't know if I really want that, but yeah.
Okay, so is it goopy around where these things are laying?
Give me a perception check. And add 2 to it because you have a proficiency in perception, I think.
12.
You noticed that those figurines, you know, that you saw on the pedestals, they're all pointed towards the door now, like at a 30-degree angle, you know, facing the inner door that these creatures came out of. And you see that ooze coming out of them, like kind of dripping out of them and everything. Not like a humongous amount, but like just a few drops here and there. But it's enough to start dripping down the pedestals, like just a drip here and there. That's like kind of running down, and they're all doing that.
Is it a lot?
It doesn't. It seems like a moderate amount. Like you could not take a sample of this, but it's running straight down from the pedestal down to the ground. But it's not spraying like like anime blood. It's not that
sample that I have. Then it seems like it's.
Do you just throw it on the ground or whatever?
Maybe there's like a part of their ash that's still burning a little bit, so I throw it.
Oh, you throw it in, like one of the embers that's still burning from one of the corpses.
I just throw the vial in that. You're like, no.
Yeah, you just throw it in there, and you see the vial break, and then as fire catches it, it like hardens, and then just starts to crumble. But then right after you do that, you hear a scream come behind the wall from where you're at, and you see two other eyes. But it's like a blue glow this time. And out of the wall, you see two more hands grab, but they're green and more skeletal, like mummified. And you see a head like stick out, and he's got like a bandana. And I'll move the Discord thing so you can see what it is. So right there, that's what it looks like.
So, I think I want to go for a range attack and hit the middle of them right there.
Where you separated? What do you want to do?
I think I want to hit him with some fire.
Always a favorite of yours.
For the other two.
Okay. You just like Hadouken, like fireball?
Yep.
All right, give me a ranged weapon attack.
Do I just roll a d20?
D20 and add 2.
This table is not okay.
That's why I gave you the dice tray.
Okay. 19.
You hit roll what is it? A D8? I think 1D8 for your produce flame or whatever. I don't know. It should be on your sheet. I'm not sure if it's. You're producing flame, right? Yeah. It actually you might have to look at the spell book really quick. I don't have it open, but
which one's it called?
Produce flame. They're all alphabetical. See if I can pull it up really quick. This is the stuff we cut out. That's why we record this stuff.
Produce flame. Spells damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 50.
So it is just a D8, right?
Creature within 30 feet.
Right. Yep. So that's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Now, I think with your abilities, with your archetype, let me see here. Sorry, I'm reading something to see if I can help it.
Let's see. When you cast a spell that has a range of 5 feet or greater, you can spend 1 anima die to double the range of the spell.
Yeah, so you have 2 anima die right now. You get them back at a long rest or a short rest. But since you're basically level 1, you also have something. That's what the. Yeah, you can basically, since your first level, cantrip. So you're just gonna do 1d8 actually.
1d8.
Yeah. So you hit him.
11.
11. Okay. You hit him with the fire and he recoils, and you see him. Hang on one sec. I actually don't have dice. That should be illegal. Hang on one sec.
What?
All right, I'm back. I had to get some dice. What's your AC? Should be on your sheet there.
My
Armor class 10.
10.
AC of 10. Okay.
As you can tell, you guys, I don't play this that much.
It's fine. I do like the pre-gen characters, though, because at least gives you an idea. He rolled a 17. He opens his mouth, and this filth just sprays out of his mouth. Can you give me... roll a d20 and add 2 to it?
16.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of like... It hits you, and you dodge... Like, it only, like, a corner of it hits you, but it's that same filth. You take... how many... your hit points are... You take...
8 hit points.
Yeah, I see that on your sheet. You take 2 points of damage. Some of you guys will write that down. Mm-hmm. It like spews onto you, and you're like, ugh. It is your turn.
Okay. Do I have anything in my bag? Because I know I have a herbalism kit. Is there anything in there that... I don't know if I can use anything to...
If you look at your... You actually have bladed cesti, which are like, they're like... I actually need to look it up. I looked it up when I...
They like cast some sort of spell to get it off me, maybe? I don't know.
Hang on, I'm looking. Because you have a weapon on you. I'm trying to see. Let me do a search.
Dagger, quarterstaff.
If you look under equipment. Oh no, you picked elementalism. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, you have a dagger and yeah, you really just have spells. I mean, you are a spellcaster. That's like your whole thing.
Okay. So maybe there's some sort of spell.
I mean, magic missile still works. It does do damage. Remember, it always hits. You cast it again.
I'm gonna use that, I think.
All right, roll a 3d. Just add it all up. Do 3d4 and then add 3 to it because it's 1d4 plus 1. So just do 3d4 plus 3. 12. Okay. The missiles hit him, and he screeches, and you see he looks at you for a second, and it appears that you see him like cock his head really quickly, like looking around, and he looks at you, and you see him retreat back through the doors, and on his way out, he's pulling the doors closed. I'll give you one reaction before he... Is there anything you want to do as he's like pulling the doors closed? He's retreating. It looks like you hurt him pretty bad with the fire and everything. And so
I want to push the biggest range of fire I can into that room before he closes it.
Okay, yeah, do a ranged attack and it's produce flame again. So just add roll a d20 and add 2 to it.
12.
It bounces off the wall. Like he closes the door and it goes off the wall right as the doors close. Right after you do that, you're like, damn it. All of a sudden you just hear like the walls and you see like one of the tiles on the top, the marble tiles on the top of the stone tiles, I should say, on top of the thing, just falls right in front of you and the whole thing starts shaking.
Oh, so I'm going to turn around and run out the door and close it.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw. I got to look at your character and see if you have any bonuses.
Dex is 10.
Well, you get a +0. I'm trying to see if you add any bonus to like try to get out of the way. So just give me roll a d20 and then just it's straight roll.
20.
Hey!
Natural 20.
You like dodge through, like weave through everything, and you jump out of the full. You go through as you're going through. I mean, it's not even a big room, but everything's kind of it's like being one of those bouncy houses. Everything's like moving around you and falling. You kind of run out, and as you get out, like the door just crumbles and collapses in on itself, and it almost acts like quicksand because of the vibration and everything. The sand just starts pouring in the hole from the surrounding area, and it almost just buries the thing. and you're there. You're there. It's like the sand just pouring over like water, and it just kind of equalizes, and the sand finally, and then you're like there, and you have like dust on you coming off you. Then you see a bunch of people run around. You see Adi come around, or Ada. He comes around. A bunch of other people. He's like, What happened? What happened?" And men are yelling in Turkish, and they're getting shovels and everything, and
the building just collapsed in on me. I had to run out.
What was in? What happened? Was there something in there? Was some creatures or something? What happened? We didn't. I mean, it just collapsed. We just heard a noise.
Yeah. So, what do I don't know, Joe. What I tell them, like, I don't know if they're gonna think I'm insane or something.
Well, your whole job is to lie for a living. You lie all the time. You're with the Illuminati. You make people sign contracts and you lie. They think you're an archaeologist.
Oh yeah, so they probably would. No, I just started to walk to the door, and then all of a sudden, just all the commotion or all the work that was doing in there was just too much for the structure, and just started to come down on me. I had to run out.
Give me roll a d20.
Oh no, that's not good. 3.
You see him. He looks at you, and you see him do the. He's like, "Okay, well, listen, it's we have to clean this up, but we'll clean this up, and I'll talk to you in the morning."
Okay.
He's like, "Get some rest, okay? We'll take care of the cleanup."
Did you guys hear anything? See anything around?
They kind of look at you,
Just
and then they
kinda
look at him, and
collapsed.
they're kind of like talking in Turkish and everything, and the men in English are like, "No, we didn't hear anything."
Okay. Thank you for your help.
So they have like a tent set up for you, like like a nice little private shaded tent in the oasis. So do you go to sleep?
No, I can't go to sleep yet. I'm gonna go in there.
I'm jacked. I'm
gonna
jacked.
I'm gonna drink a bottle of water and then dump a little bit on my face. I'm gonna try and wash my face really well. Get whatever I can off me. It's not hurting my face or anything, is it?
No. Give me a perception check with just roll a d20 again. Get a +2. Add +2 to it.
19.
Okay, yeah. You check your clothes too. You're like, "Oh, it didn't even get on." You have another set of clothes. It is private in this tent. You can change if you want to change.
I'm gonna change, and then I'm gonna throw those other clothes in the garbage can for the fire
Okay.
or something.
Okay. You like just you throw them away.
No, I just throw them away.
Yeah, or you burn them. Probably you can't produce flame. You can just stick your hand on them and burn them.
Oh
if you want to.
yeah. So I set the clothes. Maybe they have like a little metal can. Well, no, that would just make too much smoke. I'll just throw them in a garbage can for now.
Okay. Do you write up like a report on your Ghost network? There's like a
I'm gonna.
they have an app for that where you basically just type in. It's all DOS. It isn't very flashy or anything.
And then I'm gonna drink a lot of water. Do they have any like Turkish coffee?
Oh yeah, they got that at the.
Because I'm drinking a lot of that right now. I don't want to go to bed. I can't.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Well, let me tell you
that.
one cup of that'll get you going for a while.
Yeah. So I don't want to go to bed because I feel like I'm gonna have an even worse nightmare than I did the previous time. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus
You
I'm
wite up
still
your report.
All jacked up from what
You're
just
jacked.
happened. Yeah.
After a couple hours, you do feel yourself getting, you've kind of gone past the point of like exhaustion where you're like, man, what a day. You got your report in, you took care of your clothes, you drank a crap ton of water.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lay down on my side facing the entrance where the tent is, and my hand is around my dagger.
Okay.
Because I'm paranoid at the moment.
Okay. You awaken to the sound of a helicopter coming in. It's moving the tent, and you're just like, what? Like, it just, like I've been near a helicopter, like on military bases, and it's, everybody just is like, what is that? You come out of the tent and you see a black helicopter landing, and you see some men get out in blue shirts, black, whatever, black, vests and things. They have whatever. They look. I'll do this since we have the thing.
Like government? Oh, they like me?
Yeah. Are you seeing it on Discord? I'll switch the.
Yeah.
It's the.
They just have different clothes on.
Yeah, they don't have the Illuminati symbols on there because that's a little bit too much. I think that was art for the game. But you see these jackets, they all have dark blue ties. And you've seen these kind of like, they're basically like clean teams, When something bad happens, they come in and like clean up. And they all have these gas masks on because, of what's there. And you see 4 of these people and they have tools, they have big bags of tools. And you see Morgan come out of the helicopter.
Oh, I'm going to, where's Audie?
You turn around and the Oasis, you come out, look around because you're near, where that little Oasis thing was, where the base camp was. Everything has been cleared away as if no one had ever been there. There's not a scrap of dirt on the ground. Nobody left a piece of paper. There's not an empty water bottle. It looks like they got invisibled, just straight up.
So they literally cleaned them up.
Well, they're just coming in. You're Illuminati people.
So the other people just got out of there.
Morgan's like, what happened? He comes right up to you. You're looking out. You're looking at the tent, looking at the Oasis and everything.
You're like, where is everybody? They were just here. I went to sleep, wrote up a report.
You see him look over and he says something into his headset, and it sounds like he's speaking. You actually don't know the language. He says something in his thing, and then a bunch of people come over and they go right over to where you were people were here and whatever. They go right over there and they pull tools out and stuff and they start digging in the ground with immaculate hand shovels and stuff like that. And he's like, I don't know. We got your report last night. We flew in as fast as we could. It's dangerous. The site's right over here, and he points over to where the collapse of the thing was.
Yeah.
All right, show me. And then he walks over the hill, and that's where we're gonna end it. That's you walk.
Oh, what an ending!
You walk over the hill, and he wants to see what you did. So that's where we'll end it for tonight. So thanks to everybody. If you watch this, make sure to tell people about it. I will say I really like this game. I like the video game. The rules are just like 5e. Did you like it, baby? I know it's quick right after you did it.
I liked it. I like the pre-done character sheet. For somebody that doesn't play this as much, it actually helps me follow through a little bit.
There seem to be a couple holes in your stats, but I think it's meant for things like this where you say, I like this, but let's make my full character this, because I got a form from them that's a fillable PDF. So you could take these stats, roll actual stats, and then fill the PDF with all the stuff you have in the sheet and then add more to it. We were a little bit loose with how many spell slots you had. I didn't look that up. I don't really care. This is just a one shot.
Yeah, I'd have to dive deeper into that. I didn't really plan too much for this. I just was like, okay, it'll all be on the sheet. But again, that's me not playing this very much.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like that it's a modern setting. There's a little bit of a mystery. It's a little bit hoary, like a horror movie. I do like that you have modern sensibilities. You can file a report with the internet. You don't have to take a horse somewhere for 6 weeks like in D&D.
Really like that. Yeah, you get a nice mix of both elemental and, like you said, modern day.
Yeah, and you picked a spellcaster, so you're obviously you can. That's what you do is cast spells, and obviously when you level up. You get more spells and more spell slots, just like 5e. So I really liked it. I did look online. It doesn't look like I haven't seen anybody at least post this online, and I feel bad because it's a smaller company. The game mechanics are solid, and they hit their Kickstarter goal. So I mean, I hope more people play this and find the game. I like it a lot.
It was fun.
Yeah, like I said, if you like what you saw, you can write to me at gwgpodfellows@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of the episode in particular, and, keep following us. We do stuff like this all the time. My wife has been the guinea pig twice now, but I want to do this more and more with the group. Again, we were trying to get more people, but it's a holiday weekend, and the one person we thought we were going to have, we've both been having tech problems, so I didn't get his message till late. You and I were having tech problems last night. We had to reschedule. So, Yeah, we'll probably do this again with either a new system or maybe you roll up your character proper and we'll pick up where we left off here.
Yeah, I think I'd probably do that for next time.
Yeah, because again, there's a form that you can fill out that is so you don't have to look, that you can fill it out and whatever. Anyway. So thanks again. Thanks for doing this, baby. I appreciate it. I know you're in a completely different room. It's weird. So I love you very much. And, we'll see you guys again next week.